Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thanks so much for joining me here again. Hope you're having an amazing day. We're going to take a quick look at Keeper, and just before we do, quick peek at Bitcoin, see what's going on in the market. Because honestly, Bitcoin isn't really, doing great, but it's trying to recover from its massive decrease, just yesterday essentially. So it is trying to recover. Obviously, as we can see here, that there's a support level of about 60,000 where the price is effectively closed above 2 days in a row. So that's a good sign. We've also got the 50-day simple moving average working its way up on the 1-day chart. So this is also a good sign. So we got some decent stuff going on here. I think the likelihood of it coming down to 52,500 or in that range there is fairly low. It's still a possibility. Don't get me wrong. If we lose 58, then it's a different story. But the one thing I want to caution you for here, cautionary tale, is just that we do have a potential death cross occurring here. And I say potential, it's going to happen. It's just a matter of how. It could literally come down and hit hard, and the price will come down to 58,000, somewhere in that range. Or what it could do is it could just kind of hang out and go to the right and just kind of level out with the 200. So again, it's not necessarily super concerning, but I do feel like we want to see what happens with that soon in order, before taking a position, just based on the sheer fact that traditionally drives the price down, not up. Okay. So you've been warned. I hope it's not a warning, but if you get what I'm saying there, take heed. All right, let's take a quick look at the Keeper. So let's go to the 1-day chart. Obviously, you need to understand that this increased massively, right? So over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trading days, experienced a 500% increase. So it averaged 100% per day, even though two of them were like 250%, right? So simply put, it's extremely overextended still. Will it continue sideways? It's hard to say. We're going to look at smaller time frames to identify, but it's just one of those things where it's, yeah, it flew too close to the sun, right? You've heard that analogy before, and I can tell you that it may drop, but we're going to find out here hopefully soon. Coins like this, it's hard to understand specifically where they're going to go because it's completely uncharted territory, right? This is brand new for Keeper. If I'm not mistaken, that's the lowest it's ever been, at least regarding the, this is on OKEx for the charting. It's the oldest chart I could find, or the one where it's been on the longest. That being said, let's go ahead and keep moving on. Let's not stop rambling. We're stuck underneath the R70 on the RSI, and I wouldn't say stuck per se, but 2 days in a row it's been underneath. So for lack of better terms, we've got a resistance level somewhere in the range of right about what 1495, so 1500 and 1650. So that's creating a resistance level, which is reflective on the RSI there on the 1-day. Now looking at the 4-hour, different story. We got the price trying to break back above 50 on the RSI. If it can do that, and essentially by breaking this resistance level at about 1500, then we'll be in good shape. But we want 1500 to close on the 1-day candlestick for that to kind of reaffirm itself, right? That would give us that solid, 50 or 50 plus on the RSI, and that way we can kind of count on that being a support level. Here's another great thing too, to keep this in mind. You can kind of see it. The 50-day simple moving average has finally intersected with the price action. It took a while to catch up based on how fast it ramped up, but you can see there it's working as a support, so it's helping drive the price back up. That's basically just saying that, hey, in the last 50 days of price action, right, the price should be closer to 1500. So that's a realistic price range. That's why I love the simple moving averages over the exponential moving averages. It gives you more of an accurate perspective on how much, what the price should be at based on the current projection, instead of an exaggerated version, which is what an exponential moving average does. It responds to price action faster. So again, I prefer SMA on larger time frames, EMA on smaller time frames. It's just a preference, though. Honestly, not to say it's right or wrong. It's worked well for me over the last 15 years. I can tell you that much. So looking at the 1 hour, let's go ahead and take a quick peek at the Ichimoku cloud, kind of see where we're at. We're definitely below. That makes perfect sense. I could totally see why. Price had to come back down, and it did retrace pretty significant, right? So right there on the 15th, it was doing pretty well, ramping up, and then Bitcoin decided to have a bad day, and it's been kind of trailing off ever since. So that kind of stunted the growth of Keeper, but the key takeaway here is that it's repeating the same pattern. So if you can kind of see this, right? See that ramp up, came down, consolidate, ramp up, came down, consolidate. Now it's on its way back up. There's a good chance we could see the price continue upwards in the very near future, and that could effectively break that previous high. And what we need to see is higher highs and higher lows from there. But for right now, minus that little the little chart that I just drew, you can see it's making lower highs and lower lows. So that's not effectively a great sign. So just bear in mind, if we cannot close on just say either the 1-day candlestick above where it's at presently to give it a little bit of momentum, and or have the price action kind of come up and start making higher highs, then we're going to be, we're going to be able to, we should probably expect to see the price just continue to do one of these, right? Just keep working its way down. So that's a possibility, right? So just bear that in mind. We could see that. So, you want to try to explore all options and kind of think of everything, because that's literally how trading is. It'll surprise the heck out of you. But bottom line here, we're looking at what? We're at about a 6 on TD sequential, which basically just means that we're not at a state of exhaustion. We have a good 3 to 7 hours left of bullish momentum. So the price could very well come above, close at that support level of 1500, and essentially just consolidate from there moving forward. I'd like to see that. That'd be awesome. It would even be better, of course, the price continue to increase. But if it doesn't go any lower than 1500, we're going to be in good shape, because then we can get that 1-day candlestick to close, give us that strong support level at 15, and then start working on higher highs and higher lows. Okay, so ultimately what we want to see is some nice staircase pattern here. So we want to see the price perhaps even consolidate here, work its way up, go there, and just effectively keep making steps up. That's the best case scenario. Obviously, we don't know if that'll happen. That could, or that may not. Based on its pattern and its history, it has a tendency of ramping up, consolidating pretty aggressively, and then eventually ramping up again. It looks like it's preparing for another increase based on this same pattern that we're seeing forming over and over again. My only concern is that we're seeing lower highs and lower lows in the big picture on the 4-hour and the 1-hour, right? So again, it's kind of giving us conflicting information. We just want to wait to see what's going to happen next. But I can comfortably say that we have a pretty strong support level here. This being the previous all-time high is reaffirming itself as a strong support. It did that here in the last 8 to 10 hours. So that tells me that we might be at the bottom for now until we can establish higher highs and higher lows. If we don't, it might continue to leg down, but I don't think the bottom is going to drop out. I think this is going to be a strong support level. So it wouldn't hurt to dollar cost average right around 1500 if that is something you're considering, and then obviously see where it goes from here. But I think all in all, Keeper's in good shape, and we could expect to see an increase. If the price were to continue to increase to the upside, just say we get another ramp up and we have a very similar increase to the one we saw before. Bear in mind, that took approximately 6 days. So this is 6 trading days right here. If we just kind of repeat that and we go, the next 6 trading days and it does the same exact thing, we could see somewhere in the range of about 2782. The round number to say about 2800 is a potential. For the relative near future, I'd say by month end we could see that. Is it going to happen? We need higher highs and higher lows first, and we also definitely need the 1-day candlestick to close above 1500 in order to identify that. So still a little premature on that, but we can get there soon. We'll take another look at this hopefully tomorrow. Feel free to remind me, whomever requested this here today. It wasn't a patron, it was one of my subscribers, so thank you again for requesting I cover this. I look forward to seeing you all in the next video. Make sure you join my Patreon community if you haven't already, and we can all learn and grow together. Thanks again for your time. Have a great day.